Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, season 2, episode 3. What a time. There's
Oh,
never a dull Summer House episode.
no, and these people are babies. Alicia and I've seen every season, but like
God.
it's so fun to see them in this
They're
season of life.
so cute. I think since season 1, I've been like, Kyle's 45,
Oh my God. Hearing him say like he's what, 32?
33, and she's like, you're 34.
Oh my God. I'm just like, what?
This episode made me laugh, and I'm like excited to talk about it. Because I think Meredith and I will laugh a lot.
Okay, but
Okay.
I'm mad because they let us on thinking the summer should be fun was coming.
I thought it was coming. It hasn't come yet,
No.
right? Like
Nope.
Damn it.
I thought I missed it.
I'm upset.
When I got to the end of the episode, I was like, wait a minute. And then I was like, no, I watched it. They did not
I need
show
it now. It's what our podcast is based off of.
It's our namesake.
Okay. Before we get into the rest of the episode, though, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, Vanderpump Rules podcast, and we have One Season Wonders, a show where Meredith and I watch a show that only had one season and talk about it. Which I've been told, I say this every time, is a genius idea, and no one listens to it. So. Yeah, so many people are like, that's a great idea for a podcast.
I love it because we get like dedicated to shows, but it's kind of nice to have, it's like a one night stand for a show.
Yes, it's beautiful. And if you know Meredith and I, we hate commitment. So what's up to one night stands?
Once I got asked who of me and my friend were more committed to things, and I was like, I'm a digital nomad. Like, I'm not committed to anything.
Not committed to anything. Do you know how hard it was to sign a lease?
I don't have a lease. I don't want a lease.
Horrible.
I'm about to give all my furniture to my cousin. That's how uncommitted I am to an apartment.
So that's the only podcast I'm promoting now. So please, everyone, listen to One Season Wonders. That's really our real show.
We'll have a new season definitely by the end of the summer.
If anything, that's the show that's going to make us famous, where we can tour and talk about shows that only have one season. That's
I love it.
The show.
I love
not
it.
This. No one wants to hear us talk about an episode of a show.
No, people do, but not live.
Not live. People want to hear us.
We love you all for listening to this.
For sure. I don't know.
But let's do it from the comfort of our own beds.
Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. As I'm pulling it up, also please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Sorry. It's been
please do. I don't like that in the off seasons we get nothing. So help.
5 stars.
Help.
5 stars. Okay, Patreon. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I talk about whatever we want and do our famous segment. What are you watching? And then also you get access to any episodes we record early, including this episode. Hello from
it's just a short bit in the future, but guess what? A lot more are on by the time this is released.
Yeah, we'll have a whole season of One Season Wonders probably out by then.
Meredith I don't think that,
commit.
But
Meredith
very
can't
close.
Commit to that either. I'm her longest relationship.
Commit to it this month so you can get One Season Wonder shortly.
Oh, dope. Yeah, that's a show you want to binge. You don't want to wait weekly for that. So for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus you get access to the after show where which is what we do when we go back and watch old seasons like this one. So we can talk about spoilers and Bravo news and whatever we want. I have some Bravo news. So everyone listen in, give us $2. And then also we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Jackie, Casey, Kimberly, Cameron, Tiffany, Tracy, Gina, Jennifer, Kelsey, Mariah, and Sarah.
Snacks off.
I did that all in one breath.
Nice.
What is not to make this all about me, but
oh God,
all in
get
one
Alicia
breath.
to 2 breaths is the goal.
Never again.
No, that means there's so many names.
I know, but I'll always be able to do it in one breath. Watch me. Challenge me. So then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we do live seasons, you have the ability to give us your opinions, ask us your questions, and we'll read them live on the show and answer them and do whatever. There are going to be many live seasons. We have Winter House coming. We have Summer House coming. And we also have Vanderpump Rules coming.
Which I'm getting more excited by the day.
That will never die. Also, we will get you involved in One Season Wonders.
And we do
TBD
presents.
And we do presents for the $5 patrons.
Our favorite,
Wow.
some of our favorite patrons, Jackie and Dustin, posted in their hats this weekend.
Oh my God, they
I
did?
know. Yeah,
No one sent me this.
I saw it, and so I DM'd and I said, or they said they did a play on words on the summer is fun, and I said, you always make summer fun.
Oh my God, I'm fucking obsessed. Okay.
Patrons, fun. Regular people, semi-fun.
Yeah, they're still fun. If you're listening, you're like kind of fun at least.
People who don't listen, not fun.
And we pick a patron of the episode. So TBD, I don't know who the fuck I picked last week. I did not listen, but I have an idea.
It's messy.
So,
we're like on summer break, but still doing these.
I'm gonna go with my gut on who I think it's gonna be. And what am I kidding? It is Cameron, aka Shrimp Warrior.
Cameron makes me think of Southern Charm. Girl Cameron from Southern Charm.
I know like Cameron is shrimp in Spanish.
Yes.
And I know that her name stands for Shrimp Warrior, but I would just
think
like
last
everyone
name
to know means warrior.
Somewhat close.
Okay,
that's the explanation.
Everyone to know that if I had to pick a warrior name, it would be Shrimp Warrior.
I love it.
I
wish my name meant something.
Shrimp Warrior. That's my favorite thing. Okay. Let's talk about the episode. So previously on Summer House, we had 4th of July weekend. Kyle told Amanda that he can't see her for days ending in Y, basically, but mostly Monday through Friday. But Amanda is going to make the best of the weekends. Meat doesn't want to hook up with anyone in the house, but Lindsay's got her eyes on him.
Mm-hmm.
Steven accused Carl of being a bad friend at Pride, but they're good now. Danielle had lunch with Carl and then found out about Lauren and Carl making out at Pride. I almost said prom, and then called her out in front of everyone. And then Carl friend zoned Lauren. So you know what she did? She did the classiest thing. She got drunk and smashed a cake in his face and then made out with him some more. And guess what? We get to relive that moment because it's Sunday, July 2nd at 6:32 p.m. where we pick up and we see Lauren re-smash that cake in Carl's face, make out with him, and literally everyone just throw up in their mouths a little
Everybody
bit.
Like first shock, and then people start like getting involved. Like Steven's like, oh no, and he like starts walking towards them.
No, not Steven. That was Kyle. Steven was talking shit on the balcony.
Remember? Well, he started walking over to the I think he started like getting like actively involved instead of just like the shock, like and then you like walk towards something and then you're like, whoa, I don't actually want to be involved.
You know who did walk away though was Carl's date. She gone.
Oh man, I know.
Bye.
Carl's like washing off his face and Courtney's like, yeah, this is too much drama for me.
Meanwhile, Kyle's thought they were just gonna have a nice dessert.
I'd be pissed too. I really want that dessert.
I want dessert. And yeah, Danielle's done. She doesn't have time for this kind of shit, so she's out of the Carl race. Lindsay is like, what the fuck just happened? And she walks over and she's like, hello. And Lauren's like, oh my God, Carl, just laugh, have some fun. And Carl's kind of mad because his girl left and he has kicking it up his nose.
I'd be pissed. And
Carl's just like, I don't want to, like, you led me on. And Lauren's like, oh, I led you on. And Carl's like, yeah, because we just discussed we were gonna be friends, and you smash a cake in my face in front of my date, and then make out with me.
He isn't wrong.
Lauren thinks he deserves it, so you know.
I don't think he does.
I don't either, because he was clear.
Yes.
We obviously don't know what happened in the winter, but it's been a long time, girl.
Yes, like nothing's happened this summer. Or like, okay, they made out at Pride, but like that's nothing too serious. And he was clear, and he was clear that he was bringing a date and you showed up with it, like a date, quote unquote.
Yeah. So then Amit hits on a lesbian, and the lesbian tells him that he looks like a lesbian with a beard, which was hilarious.
Oh God.
Okay. So 9:53 p.m. Steven is not going to clean this house. Kyle is drunk and he ate some of Amanda's guacamole. And you know what? Now he wants to make a soft core porn with Amanda. He is little dog humping her leg.
Kyle is on one for sure.
Lindsay goes to hide and she sees Carl and she goes in there and is like, hey, do you have a minute? So they go into the bathroom. Carl's still pissed because he has cake on his face. And then Lindsay, I was like, oh my God, are they going to hook up? But no, Lindsay just tells Carl about how she's heavy hearted today because this is the day Everett got back from Iraq. And Carl and Everett are very similar. They're both idiots.
I mean, too true.
And they're having like a really nice conversation.
Yeah.
Like very low, like heart to heart, heavy.
Yeah, like she's laying on his bed, but he's standing up. It's just like very chill, like, hey, I'm kind of struggling with this.
We need friends.
Yeah, like can we talk about this?
Then in comes drunk Lauren.
Trouble with a capital T.
She lays on Carl's bed. She's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Well, she's like dying.
Laughing?
Yeah, she's dying laughing. It's like, why isn't anyone laughing? And they're looking at her like, clearly we're not on your level.
So Lindsay's pissed. She was trying to have a heart to heart about her ex-boyfriend that came back from Iraq.
Yep.
And she leaves.
Who, in my opinion, Lindsay's also still in love with too. So like,
oh, Lindsay's obsessed with Everett still. Yeah. So she's upset, clearly. Lauren chases after her. They slam the bathroom door together. And then we get Lindsay on the toilet arguing with Lauren, who's not on the toilet. And Lauren's basically just like, what were you talking about? I'd love to know. And Lindsay's like, we're talking about Everett because I'm upset. And then you fucking came in like a fucking tornado. And Lauren's like, sorry, it's not Everett. I wasn't in the middle. That was Carl. Like, she's basically like, that wasn't Everett. That was Carl. Listen, this whole conversation, Lauren, is
none of it makes sense. And I tried to rationalize it in my brain. And I couldn't even get to where Lauren got.
I got there later.
Okay.
So then Lindsay's like, I'm sorry, why are we fighting? And then Lindsay's like, oh, Lauren says that Lindsay's sitting on the toilet, like trying to talk to Carl about Lauren, which Lindsay's like, what are you talking about? We're talking about Everett. And Lauren's like, you can't talk to Carl about Everett, but guess what, Lindsay? I can't talk to Everett about you or about me because we only talk about you. It's all about you. And Lindsay's like, what are we talking about? So she won't let Lauren leave this bathroom until they've sorted this out. But Lauren just wants to leave the bathroom.
I'm dead.
So then it makes sense because somehow Lauren, in her drunk mind, heard Lindsay say, I can't talk to Carl unless it's about you, Lauren, which is not what Lindsay said. But that's what Lauren thinks Lindsay said.
Yes, I was about to say, the one thing I did notice is it seems like Lauren shortened Lauren shortened what Lindsay said and cut out some key words.
Yes.
I can't talk to Carl about Everett because you came in, Lauren. And she heard, I can't talk to Carl because of you, Lauren.
Yeah, she like selective hearing. So Lauren, and then Lindsay's trying to be like, that's not what I said. And Lauren's like, you can't backtrack. I heard it, which is just ridiculous.
I want to know what it's like to watch this episode back.
Oh, I hope it's horrifying because this was awful. Like somehow Lindsay is like making the most rational sense.
And the best is when Lauren goes, you just make it all about you. And I'm like, no, Lauren, you were putting your name into everything, like everything Lindsay's trying to say.
I'm sorry, who smashed a cake in whose face to get attention?
Yes. And who's saying that Lindsay's sitting on the toilet and it's all about her and Carl? And Lindsay's like, no.
Lindsay could have talked to fucking anyone about Everett. First person to listen. It would happen to be Carl.
Honestly, I was about to say, it ended up being whenever she's walking to her bedroom, she saw someone. He clearly is not as hammered as everybody else.
Yeah, because he got a cake smashed in his face. That's so
And the water on your face will get you right back.
So they end fighting. It's 1:17 a.m. Drunk Kyle's eating chips. I could watch Drunk Kyle eat all day. It's my favorite segment of Summer House. He's trying to eat the chips. He can't get his hand in the chip bag. They're all over his shirt. And this is Amanda then coming in, slapping his leg, trying to wake him up. Doesn't work.
He's like incoherent.
And Amanda's sad because she can never see Kyle on weekdays. So she tries to hang out with him on weekends, but he's like this.
He's
So this is when she
obliterated and
goes,
can't even eat chips, and then
this is
won't even wake up to walk to bed.
this is when she goes, Kyle, how old are you? And he goes, 33. And the Bravo editor puts 34 right next
Oh
to
my
him.
God, so pathetic.
And yeah, so eventually I'm sure we get Kyle to bed. But now it's 5:42 a.m. So Lauren and Carl, I don't know what they've been doing for 4 hours, but now they're outside getting in the jacuzzi.
Okay,
Have we been
I
hooking
was
up?
so confused
Were we
because
hooking up?
we never got them leaving, but they came in through the front door at like 5 a.m.
Oh, so they were out.
They went out, but we
Okay.
never got them leaving. We
Great.
went from, because we went from Lindsay and Lauren screaming to Kyle drunk.
This. Yeah.
So like I needed an exit of how they left. And my thing is maybe they didn't leave together, but ended up together out.
I don't know, 5 a.m., almost 6 a.m. They're like, let's jacuzzi and keep drinking. That's an idea.
Oh my
Barf.
God.
So then
Like the sun is up.
they're and just so everyone pictures it, their backyard is trashed and they're like jacuzzi.
Oh man.
So they're talking about how they're friends now, and that's hard for Lauren. And Lauren wants Carl to be better and the best version of himself. And that's the person Lauren wants to get to know. And Carl's like, I'm not afraid of anything. And I was like, drunkies, go to fucking bed.
This is insane. Lauren's like, can you please be the better version of yourself? And he's like, I'm trying. And she's like, no, be him. Yeah, be him now so I can date you.
Yeah. So then they go to bed. In Carl's bed at 7:12 a.m.
Oh my
God. And then
God.
At 8:06 a.m., we get them hooking up, which
I'm like, how are you still awake?
Barf, go to bed. And then
at least they had the blanket over them.
Thank God. That's when Carl says, Lauren, you're my girl. Which, sir,
now we're leaving her on. Now we're leaving her on.
So then it's 10:30. It's Monday, July 3rd. House is trashed. Blow up Ashley's deflated. No one's happy to be alive.
Nope.
Carl feels like he's 30, which he's way over 30. So Danielle and Lindsay go downstairs to clean up. They find a flip-flop in the pool, some cake on the ground.
Like board shorts.
Yeah, messy. So this is when Danielle reminds us that her and Lauren aren't speaking, but also like Lauren and Lindsay aren't speaking. So like Danielle and Lindsay should hang out some. And then Amanda's here, and Amanda's like, guess where Lauren is? In Carl's bed. And Lindsay's like, what the fuck?
I love like roommate drama like this.
I
live in a house with a bunch of people similarly, I would say, and some of that is going around too.
Roommate drama?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's basically like this where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that's happening, or what are they doing? You know?
Oh, I love that's my favorite. So then Kyle wakes up and he is like screaming to Steven, Lauren, and Carl, who not our fault you guys stayed up until 8:06 a.m., but you gotta come clean the house. So Kyle Waker's like, come on, you guys, let's go. This is when we get Lauren's interview where she's gonna own that she hooked up with Carl. She's not afraid of her own decisions. Like,
okay,
shout out,
well, I think she learned from the last makeout that Carl will tell people just be open and honest about it. Plus, there's camera crews. So to be honest, you gotta own it at some point.
So then Lindsay tells the house she made out with Amit on the deck upstairs. And then Amit says he didn't hook up with anyone. So then Lindsay's like, you gotta stop denying it, my guy, but he still denies it, which it's on camera. It'll eventually, the truth will prevail.
It's weird that he would deny it. I wonder if he was really drunk.
I don't know if he remembers. He had that lesbian, remember? So then Steven's alive. He didn't hear anything, any noise from Carl's room, which is probably the best case scenario.
Yes, that means they're sleeping and not active.
And Steven's annoyed. And I get this because you just help your friend through the breakup. You support them the whole time. And then they get back with them and you're like, what the fuck? I just got you through this.
Well, it's like the person you helped through is not willing to admit where the situation is really at. Like you can see clearly, they can't. They used to, but then they put the blinders back on and you're like, come on, are we really doing this all again?
One time my friend and her boyfriend broke up and I hated this guy. So I unleashed about how much I hated him. And then the next time I called her, she was like, oh, I'm at his house. And I was like,
Oh.
what? And she's like, we got back together. And I hung up because I knew that she knew I hated him.
God, that's
So
terrible.
always keep your mouth shut.
Always
Okay.
keep your mouth shut.
So we're gonna go on a boat. So it's 4:30 p.m. Ubers are here for the boat. Lauren goes in a car with Stephen, Carl, and Amit because she's avoiding the Lindsay fight. She knows she'll have to deal with it. She knows she's got to talk to Danielle. We'll see. So there are two boats when we get there, and we're just gonna do the same crew as we did cars. So Lindsay or Lauren doesn't have to deal with her
Good Lord.
or the consequences to her own actions.
Seriously.
Carl moons the other boat, and then Kyle moons him back.
You gotta.
And then they get a private beach.
Wait, this looked awesome. A little sunset, like beach moment.
And then Lauren, when they get there, is like, who wants to go in the water with me? And Lindsay's like, I'll go, because Lindsay doesn't want to fight with her best friend.
Which
so
I did not realize they were best friends.
Well, if Ashley's not there, they are.
when you have the two girls who returned from last season in the same house,
yeah,
your best friends.
Your best friends. So Lauren does apologize for getting triggered, and Lindsay explains that Lauren took what she was saying the wrong way. But then Lauren keeps interrupting Lindsay, so Lindsay like can't actually tell Lauren what happened.
Yeah.
And then Lindsay does say, "Are you going to stop interrupting me?" And so Lauren shuts up for all of 2 seconds and then continues to interrupt her.
The best is, I'm shocked Lauren remembers exactly what she thought Lindsay said.
Yeah, right. I would have woken up and been like, "What?"
Yes, I'm shocked
Where
that
are we?
It's still burned in Lauren's brain. The like misremembering.
Crazy. So then Stephen and Danielle go on a walk. Stephen's over the craziness. Danielle knows she blew her friendship up with Lauren by calling her out for the makeout, and Stephen's like, it's okay because now she's fighting with Lindsay, so your drama is like not even relevant anymore.
True.
So then we go back to Lauren and Lindsay fighting. Lindsay just says like, let's take a deep breath, and Lauren says, why don't you take a deep breath because you're very defensive, Lindsay. And that's
I was like holy shit,
this girl is disconnected.
Lauren, everything Lauren is saying she needs to say to herself.
She's very defensive.
Because she even says that like, Lindsay, you're just playing the victim, you're like so mad, like, and I was like, Lauren, you are playing the victim here, like saying that Lindsay was talking about you to Carl. That did not happen. If you just listen to her, stop making this about you.
Actually, everything's about Lindsay, according to Lauren. You know, she's the victim in every relationship. It's crazy. Why doesn't she ask Carl? Like, what was Lindsay saying about me? And Carl would have said, she's
nothing.
Not.
I don't know
why Carl hasn't been like,
this is not a logical moment. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Lauren is insecure about her relationship with Carl. And so she's
Lindsay in the room.
Yes. And was worried. And so took everything out of proportion. So if she goes and asks Carl, then she looks like the crazy girl, which she already is.
I know.
With the cake incident yesterday.
It's like she isn't the crazy girl yet. That's fine. So Steven's pissed, as all the roommates kind of are, because like these girls are fighting. Carl's not going to fix anything because he's like he's just like, hey guys, why don't we like calm down? Shut the fuck up, Carl. Who do you think you are?
I'm like, you are gasoline to this fire.
So that's when Steven's like, shut the fuck up, Carl. And then Kyle's like, everyone shut the fuck up. And Amanda's like, let them talk, Kyle. So everyone's fighting. Danielle and Amit are just watching Shit Show Island fall apart. If this was Survivor, Amit would want to get the fuck out of here.
You'd be self-voting, like voting yourself out at this rate.
So Lindsay and Lauren aren't friends anymore, I guess.
Whoosh, that's harsh.
Rough. Okay, so it's 9:53 p.m. We got to leave the beach. Everyone's pissed. We got tons of negative energy. Lauren goes into Carl's bed, so she's like not even mad. So now it's July 4th.
Well, to be honest, I feel like I would do the same because you are fighting with your roommate. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not sleeping in the room, but
I would rather go to Carl's bed.
Lindsay was probably happy too.
Oh, I'd be thrilled if I were Lindsay. I'll fight with Lauren all summer.
So then it's you're like, yeah, I want my own room.
I'd be like, yeah, you and Carl really should hook up.
Yeah,
This
I would
sounds
honestly
really
push
good.
it. I'd be like, you should totally go into his room. He obviously wants you.
You're like, you know what? You're right. I was talking about you, but I was just trying to get Carl to see how amazing you are.
Yeah. So go in there.
So go sleep there.
Goodbye. Lock the door.
It's like a
So Tuesday, July 4th, 9:37 a.m. We're all up. We're all getting ready to leave. It's all awkward. Also, I didn't know Lauren was a senior executive assistant. I don't know why that's important. I just
We saw
didn't
when she was
realize it.
remember typing on the computer with like checks and stuff.
No, but I'm an idiot. So
Like last episode, you had trouble with her job. I just don't think it's one that you're like, it clicks with you.
It didn't. I just didn't like.
Hers is like nondescript, I'll say, when she's like the city moment, she's like typing at a computer.
Yeah. Like Lindsay's clearly like, okay, I'm a publicist. This is what we're doing.
Yep.
And Lauren's just like, I'll call you back. I'm getting an email or something.
Yes.
And you're like, what? Okay. So
I bet her boss does not want her to actually shoot real things.
No, because her boss is probably someone very important if she's a senior executive assistant.
Yeah.
My boss is ordering a sweet green salad every what the fuck? So it hasn't been easy for Lindsay without Everett, but you know, if Lauren's with Carl, then Lindsay's not going to get involved because that's just extra drama she doesn't need.
Yep.
So now it's time to leave. We're going to NYC, baby, because it's Wednesday because we had a short week.
To the city.
So on Wednesday, Lindsay's in her apartment talking about work, and I assume her interns are working from there still.
Good God.
It's
taking work from home to a new level pre-pandemic.
Oh, I love. So that, remember how weird it was to work from home before the pandemic?
I did nothing. I would lay on the couch all day and watch TV.
And the one day every 2 weeks we got to work from home.
I got it every week then at my new company, but even those days I would just literally lay on the couch and watch TV.
Horrible.
And move my mouse.
So then Tuesday, Steven's looking at emails in what looks like Central Park. Danielle lives in Brooklyn. I love, shout out my little Brooklyn girl. She's a project manager in the tech world. She creates websites and mobile applications.
Honey, we love a girl in STEM.
She committed to this summer house, but then she got laid off, which we all feel, we all understand.
That's stressful to have, like, in a sense, 2 rent commitments.
Yeah. And no income. She does have savings and she did get severance. So we're hoping that it makes it through.
And she's expecting it to run out though. Like there's a ticking time, like a ticking clock on that.
She was raised by a single mom and she knows as a woman, you have to work so much harder to prove yourself.
You ain't wrong.
Queen, we support. So then Kyle goes to this nice ass house and it's owned by this guy, Julio, but Kyle calls him Julio.
I was gonna say, can you please? I was hoping you would address this.
I think his name then is probably Julio, right?
Like if he goes by Julio.
But I also don't know if it's just like
if Kyle's whitewashing his name.
Like if Kyle is just like, hey man, great to drunk meet you, Julio, I'm gonna call you Julio, and just like,
or if he like in a sense got his number but drunkenly did not remember what his name is, so that he just sees his name and is like Julio.
I was waiting for this guy to be like, hi, I'm Julio, and maybe like, oh okay, but for the sake of what we were given on this show, this man is Julio, and I hate it. Every ounce of my Latin dating is dying a little. Okay, love white people. So then Julio and sorry, they're friends, and Julio's super rich.
It sounds like Jello, but just a fun version, like an alcoholic version of Jello is Julio.
Yeah, this is gonna be so hard for me. Okay, so Kyle wants Julio, to invest in his personalized nutrition app called Phoenix with an F. In case, because normally Phoenix is a PH.
It had an F.
It was F-E-N-I-X. Phoenix.
Stop.
No, I'm not. What do you mean stop? Meredith, look up right now if this app is in the app stores. I finished talking about Julio.
Yes, you keep talking about it.
So Julio likes the concept, but it's very early in the life of the company. And when that happens, it's all about the founder of the company. What are they going to bring to the table? What are they going to do for the company? You know, Kyle's charismatic. He's done this before. He loves investing and doing startups. And he's only looking for 25K from Julio. So Julio is going to look into this and see if Phoenix is a good investing opportunity for him. Going back to this actual app.
I can't tell if it's, oh, here we go. Phoenix Nutrition.
Oh, it's on the App Store?
Well, there's a website at least.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I also know everyone remember Bird Dogs, that there's a store in Manhattan.
Those are a real thing. I don't think he started that company though. I think he worked for a startup.
Do you think he started this company of Phoenix with an F? Phoenix. Oh, I see it.
I don't know, but holy shit.
No, I don't see it. I see Phoenix.
I'm on Kyle's like website, kylecook.com. In this photo.
Oh my God. Is he selling? Is that
all I would say is don't go to it if you don't want a spoiler, because this obviously has his up to date. Yeah, his up to date business
I've looked
ventures.
At Kyle Cook's LinkedIn before, which is also a spoiler, but I have looked at it.
Yeah, don't go to it if you don't want to be spoiled, but interesting.
I love. Okay, it is Friday, 4 p.m. Steven picks up Amanda and Lindsay. Carl's driving down with Amit. Carl and Amit get there first, and you know what two boys do when they're alone? They find tequila in the freezer, take a shot, and then do piggyback rides.
We love it.
Then the other car shows up, Steven, Amanda, and Lindsay. And as Steven is saying hi to the girls, he's like, oh, all those packages outside are Steven's. Which, like, sir, why didn't you bring in the packages? You were doing, and like,
why are we doing shade? Maybe he got fun things for a party.
Yeah. And then that's when Carl is like, he's either an Amazon Prime worker or he doesn't have an apartment to ship his stuff to. And Steven obviously hears this.
Okay, hold on. I want to say, those jokes were pretty funny. I died laughing.
They were very funny.
But you're not on good terms with someone. You can't make fun of someone who you're not on good terms with.
No. And so Steven then walks in the room because he like kind of hears this. Also, I think if you're like not in the room, right? If Carl had hugged Steven, he's like, what's up with all those like packages? You lost your apartment or something? Like, right? Like,
yeah, that's true. Like saying it to his face.
All Steven hears is Carl talking shit. So he walks in and he's like, don't talk about me behind my back. And then he's like, Amit, better be careful because I used to be Carl's friend and look how that worked out.
Yikes.
So then Danielle, Kyle, and Lauren show up together. Lindsay and Lauren do say hi to each other. It's a little awkward. We talk about going manhunting. We're hoping this will be more fun than last weekend. We got the cars here because we're going out tonight. Steven says that this bar is a pretty straight crowd. He's also never been in a vagina. Lindsay might be desperate enough, but he doesn't know if it's worth it.
I don't think it is.
I thought this was kind of harsh.
I thought it was too. I was shocked at how much they were going in on Lindsay. I was like, whoa, I didn't think Steven had a problem with her.
It was funny, but a little harsh. Okay, so we are now at, what's it called? Sag Harper. It's Friday night. Amanda has some cute friends at the bar. Lindsay obviously notices because she's manhunting tonight. I love single Lindsay. She straight up sees this guy and is like, hey, play by play. I just told Amanda, who are those cute guys you know over there? And here you are. I love how
much she's willing to put herself out there.
I love. But cute guys gotta leave, so it doesn't last long. Amit, though, they're like, where the fuck is he? He fucking Irish goodbyed with 3 girls and brought them back to the house.
So hard, to the point where Danielle thought he was getting them drinks.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just gonna go get you guys some drinks.
But you know what?
Never seen
way to capitalize on an empty house.
Yeah, 100%. So then Amanda, because she can't see Kyle during weekdays, would like a nice night out with Kyle where he doesn't get absolutely wasted.
What?
So
no.
He goes to the bathroom and he immediately takes shots, which is
he's like trying to sneak him in before she even comes back, which shows you there's a problem. Like if you can't be your true self in front of your significant other, either there's something wrong with you or there's something wrong with your relationship.
Or if the significant other is just like, hey, one night, can we not get absolutely trashed? And you like do this behind her back, sir, come on.
Sir.
So then as soon as Amanda gets back, he's like, hey, I took a shot.
No, he says he took a fourth of a shot.
A fourth of a shot. And then he goes, well, a half. And then he's like, Amanda, you should take a shot. And she says no. And he's like, come on, take the shot. And she's like, no, thank you. I'm okay. And he's like, oh my God, Amanda, take the shot. And she's like,
that would
no,
annoy me so much.
I know. I would have gotten up and
like,
left.
I don't want it. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Amanda's just upset because her feelings are ignored.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't feel appreciated, which like I would mostly be mad that I told you, no, I don't want a shot. Can you shut the fuck up?
That's the thing is, if Kyle just got like hammered and was still fun, I don't think she would have a problem with it. But it's that he like has these crazy behaviors, like falling asleep and eating food, pushing her to drink more.
Function.
Yeah, it's all this other stuff that like she doesn't want to get that stuff. So the solution is for him not to drink too much,
which obviously doesn't work. Okay, so Amit hooks up with the girl while everyone else is fighting at the bar. Shout out. 4 hours later, everyone's home. Amanda goes to the bathroom immediately to call her friend Jamie. She's crying. Kyle is so fucking mean and a dick. He's snapping at Amanda, and then we do see footage of him snapping at Amanda. When Kyle is that drunk, he's fun Kyle for everyone but Amanda, which we take our anger out on the people we love the most, right? Oh, I get it. But okay, so Kyle is then in the kitchen complaining about how much relationship sucks. And Lindsay, instead of giving him support, is like, now you get what happened to me last summer. And then Kyle gets mad that Lindsay even thinks they're like Everett and Lindsay, which again, sir, where are we? What are you looking at? Because we're looking at
are very similar.
Yeah. They just can't communicate drunk.
I think Lindsay and Everett were 20 times worse, but they're like on a trajectory where you can easily become Lindsay and Everett.
Yeah. And I think all Lindsay is saying is, you see how hard a relationship is in a summer house?
Yes. Yeah. It's just the generic sense. Like, do you see how like it is easy to fight here and it is annoying for the roommates, but like, how can you not like catch a fight or two whenever you're living with your significant other?
So Kyle's all mad. He has a girlfriend in the summer house, and Amanda's all sad. So she's going to sleep in the bathroom. And at first I was like, why isn't she sleeping on the couch? But Amit's other guests are on the couch. So I get it.
That's true.
But also the poor bathroom. Not poor bathroom, but poor Amanda for sleeping in the bathroom.
I know. I was like, there are plenty of other girls that I think you could like sneak into.
Lindsay, I hear, has her own bed because Carl and Lauren are sleeping together again.
And I bet even Danielle would be like, yeah, come in here. Girls are way better about that, being like, yeah, let's share a room.
Yeah. So Lauren has to make the first move on Carl because he doesn't want to lead her on.
Which, like, that should scream 911 bells in your mind.
You letting a girl in your bed is leading her on.
Yes.
Just ideas. And then saying, you make the first move.
And you're my girl.
Leading her on. Anyway, so Saturday, 10:09 a.m. Amit is with this girl. He's like, hey, good morning. Taxis are here. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. So, a smooth operation. He's like, get up, get out.
Before the roommates even know.
No, they know.
I know, there were two randos sleeping on their couch.
Oh God.
So Amanda's not in the bathroom anymore. She's in bed scolding Kyle. Kyle doesn't understand because they never fight. And like Kyle's just a working man. So he doesn't have like time for relationship and stuff.
Which I do believe like they probably didn't fight this much like in the winter when they're not on a TV show, when they're not living in a house with all these other people. But I bet also, in the winter, he's not like doing this erratic behavior. Like I feel like summer Kyle's a whole different human.
Yes. Summer people are usually a little crazier, but also if you and I are on a show to get paid to go out and drink and make fools of ourselves, we're going to fucking do it, right? Come winter, you and I are going to be like sober Sally's
like
in bed by
season.
Yeah. We like
chill
prepare.
Out a little more. Yeah.
Yeah, we prepare
Let my
for
liver come back to neutral, like all the
Yes.
things.
So I think this is just Kyle like doing his job, but Amanda's crying
And
and
loving
Kyle
it. Let's be honest, and loving it.
love. Kyle wants to solve it, so we'll see. Carl woke up to Lauren, and as Lauren said, that's his best dream.
That was pretty.
Lauren. That
She's
was
like
cute.
has some good little quips, but I'm like, honey, all these things are not going to change how he feels about you.
No. She also claims Carl's bed as her own. Meredith's face is just like, oh,
I'm just
man.
like, these are the comments that you don't say. And then Carl makes her like make the bed with her.
Yeah. Like they're in a relationship.
And like you were both giving off signals that like this is something different. Like Lauren's trying to be the cool chill girl who makes funny little quips and
Cool.
knows they're not dating but doesn't want him
She's
to
chill.
date anyone.
She's
And
cool, chill.
Carl is trying to get laid but make little cute comments because like he probably wants to.
Yeah, that's how you get cool, chill girls to lay in bed with you.
Yeah, but you can't be mad when the other person takes it a different way.
Yes, you can because you're not leading them on. I'm just kidding. I'm obviously being sarcastic.
Obviously.
So Stephen and Danielle are having breakfast and talking about today. And Stephen is like, oh, how awkward is today gonna be? It's gonna be you, me, Lauren, and Amit setting up. I'm like, what are we setting up?
I
But
know.
then Danielle says she's never had a summer house with this shitty of an attitude. So she set up a bonding experience for everyone. So the 4 people I just listed are going off to set up the bonding experience.
I was very confused. I understand Danielle's perspective of this is probably the only house that is so psychotic. But because like we said, you get paid for it.
Yeah.
But what the fuck bonding experience could we possibly do? And why do only half the group need to go?
I was confused, but we'll get there. So we go to the Shinnecock. Is that how it's pronounced? Shinnecock?
I don't know.
Oh, I had it. Damn it. I just watched it and I was like, oh,
I'm
gonna
really
spell it
bad
how
with
it
stuff like
sounds.
this. I know. I could probably spell it for you. I like remember that. But I'm really bad at pronunciations because you know how sometimes you know something is the wrong pronunciation, but you can't stop thinking of the wrong one.
Yeah.
And then you second guess
Also,
yourself.
I'm 12 in the sense in cock. So I was like, huh. So
But yeah,
I think
it's either that or like sinna, like it's either A or E in the middle.
I think it's Shinnecock because it's spelled Shini cock. Shinnecock?
Yeah, I think it's more of like an EY instead of, yeah.
All right. So we're at the Shinnecock, or maybe it's Shinnecock. I don't know.
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter, but
I know
it's hard.
it matters. So we're at everyone's family at the Shinnecock Nation. I feel like it's Shinnecock. That sounds right. Okay. But it's time to catch what we eat, which is clams. We go really quick back to the house. We see Carl, man of no money, using sunscreen as deodorant.
Oh my God.
So Amanda, Lindsay, and Kyle are talking about Carl and Lauren and how Carl just wants to be friends. Yeah. He just likes to make out. Yeah. But Lauren obviously is more dramatic. And then Carl walks in and is like, why is everyone interested in my business? Because, sir, it's affecting everyone. Yeah. I call people sir when I'm like think they're so dumb. It's affecting everyone. Okay. So they're like, we just don't want it to end badly. And he's like, it's not gonna.
Which, come on. Like, let's be realistic here, Carl. This is gonna end terribly. And he also says, like, if I eat something that doesn't make you shit, and you're right, what you eat does not affect me. But guess what? We're living in a house together, so what you do with one of the roommates does affect me. Here's
the thing. What you eat doesn't make me shit, but it sure can smell at my toilet.
Yeah. So it can still affect my life. Yeah.
Yeah. So we go back to the Shinnecock Nation. We're doing a clam bake. So we're gonna build a fire, cook some food, and we're gonna love our family. So Amit, Danielle,
love our family.
Amit, Danielle, Stephen, and Lauren go to catch clams by sticking their feet in the sand and rummaging it around down there.
It sounds like they put their foot down and then scooted over to try and see if they can find the bump, which is the clam.
Yeah. And then they pick it up with their foot, which is all fun.
Yeah.
Steven tries to eat a clam raw. Clams just aren't for Steven. Clams of all types.
Yeah.
So then the rest of the gang shows up. They're trying to set up the clam bake. Lauren goes straight to her best friend Carl and says, "Look at my cute best friend."
Like, we're not on this level. You've known him for a little over a year now because you did last summer house with him, but you guys have not known each other forever to be like, "You're so cute. Like, I just love you."
Did you see Carl try and like remove himself?
Yes, he was like, "Situation, "What'd you call me?" And she was like, "My cute friend."
I want to be clear. If I did this to one of my guy friends, they would literally be like, "What are you doing?"
They would be weirded out, even if you're just friends.
Even if I've known them for 10 years and I was like, "Look at my cute best friend," they'd be like, "Stop, call me cute."
There's no situation where I could see somebody being like, "Yay."
So
even
Lindsay
a guy
Lauren,
who's into you would be like, "What?"
My cute best friend? He'd be like, "What?"
Like, did you just friend zone me?
Listen, you're best friends when you get married. How about that? I don't know. I don't know. It's all weird. It's been a year. I don't know. It's all weird. So Lindsay and Lauren go to the water together, and all the roommates have PTSD from the other night. But this time, Lauren says she got aggressive last weekend, and it's hard because she's in a house with Carl and she has feelings, but she's not going to make excuses because she's going to apologize again, and she wants to be Lindsay's friend. And Lindsay's like, "Thank you so much. I hate fighting." So then they like are friends again. And Lindsay knows she knows it's a fucking mess, but she wants to be there for Lauren. So there we go. And then she pees in the ocean. Yeah, shout out. So then Kyle is talking to Amit about hooking up with girls because that's all Kyle wants to be doing is single, hooking up with girls.
Yeah, he's like, "Let me live through you."
Yeah, I mean, Kyle is happy, but he does miss his own life, and Amit does not envy Kyle. So
no, I don't think anyone envies Kyle.
Sorry, Kyle. Okay, this place is amazing though. The Shinnecock Nation. Lauren is chilled out. They're eating seafood together. They're being happy. Danielle did so good. And now the Shinnecock tribe shows them some native music. And the group joins in for a stomp dance. And today was a great day.
It looked really fun. Like, how fun to, I would have been mad if I wasn't in that group that got to go clamming.
I know. I want to experience all of the culture.
Yeah, I do think it was an overall positive thing. I'm happy Danielle set it up.
Shout out Danielle.
That they had a good experience. There wasn't any yelling, but I cannot say that this is going to resolve all their problems.
No, it just put a nice Band-Aid on it.
We are not one family.
We love. Okay, so next time on Summer House, Kyle gets drunk. Lindsay wants to have sex, and she calls what looks to be Everett.
Ooh.
Kyle and Amanda fight, and Amanda is not going to come back to the Summer House for a weekend. Kyle then meets other girls that are in swimsuits, tiny little bikinis.
Yikes.
And Ashley calls Lauren and hears about Carl, which we all know Ashley hates Carl. Danielle is then called jealous.
Ooh.
And so Danielle says she's allowed to have feelings, and Steven thinks Carl is fucking crazy.
Wow, a lot happening.
Oh my God, can't wait. Okay, so we do this thing. For those of you who don't know, it's fun, not fun. Kyle says the amazing line, which we've seen in a preview. Summer is fun. So we're here to tell you.
Summer should be fun.
Oh, you're right. Our podcast is
Amanda,
fun.
not fun.
Our podcast is the other one. Okay, so Kyle says summer should be fun. So we like to pick a character, I guess person, they're not really characters, but we like to pick a person each episode, one that was fun and one that was not fun. So Meredith, do you have one? Which one do you want to do first?
I didn't write it down for this one. This is tricky.
I think I have my fun.
Okay, you go.
Okay, I'm going to pick Danielle because she stayed out of the drama, had her own fun, wasn't involved in this like craziness.
Yeah.
Lauren got distracted with fighting with Lindsay, so no one gave Danielle a hard time. Yeah. And then she put together this great excursion for all her roommates to become a family again. And
even Danielle, Didn't work long term. It did work short term.
It worked short term. And as Danielle said, this is my tribe. So I'm going to pick Danielle.
I love that. I'm gonna pick Amit. I feel like he denied the makeout with Lindsay, but he's like not bothered. He's like, whatever, didn't happen. Next. Irish goodbye in a fabulous way from that, going out and had 3 ladies over at the house and slept with one in bed. We're not sure if anything else happened.
Classy dude, and put the other ones on the couch, gave him blankets. He's a nice
guy. He also
guy.
like was ripping shots with Carl, making him besties. Kyle's interested in his life. People are jealous of him.
But he still didn't make a fool of himself. He can handle his alcohol.
True. And then he shipped those ladies out the next morning.
Nice. All right. Not fun. Do you have one for
I
not
have to
fun?
do Lauren. I mean, we get the cake setting again. We get her screaming at Lindsay, just nonsense. And then she doubles down on the nonsense the next day.
You did double down.
Okay,
well, similarly, I'm gonna pick Carl is not fun because this man is sitting here like, I'm not gonna lead you on. So if you make the first move, that's not leading you on. Mister, you're
the only thing good is that he is saying those comments to her as well.
Yeah, and then he's also like, you're my girl, but he doesn't like want to be in a relationship with her. And
he's
like
messy.
It's very confusing. I don't love it. And he's just shitting in everyone's toilets, okay?
Like, what happens if he brings a girl home? This whole place is going to blow up. This house will not exist anymore.
God, I don't want to be here for that. And listen, we got this in a preview, and I don't know what episode it comes in. And I honestly don't even remember what causes it. All I know is there's going to be a watermelon thrown in front of Carl's room. And
by a workus. We're not sure which one. To be honest, I don't
triplet.
I always know the overall like story that ends up happening like throughout the season. Like, I couldn't tell you if Carl does hook up with someone at home. I couldn't tell you if he hooks up with somebody else this summer. I couldn't tell you if he hooks up with Lauren all summer. Like, I don't know, and that's what I enjoy about rewatching these seasons.
Also couldn't tell you. Like, I just know the end game where we are now.
Yeah.
But if I gotta make a prediction, I'm sure him and Lauren are gonna super argue this summer about something.
I bet they hook up 1 or 2 more episodes, things blow up, and he does some away games. The only good thing is he does not hook up with people at their house in front of her.
Yeah, no, shout out, except for almost Courtney, but he
would have
walked away as soon as there was a cake thrown in his face. All right. Well, we love this show. It's the best. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Remember, check us out on One Season Wonders and our other podcasts about Vanderpump Rules. But One Season Wonders is really the way I'm going to start promoting this. I think that's it.
That's your number one podcast in the group.
It's my number one podcast in the group, One Season Wonders. Also, be sure to join our Patreon if you want all the episodes for One Season Wonders dropped almost immediately. We'll have a ton of Summer House content on there by the time you're listening to this. I can't imagine you want more of us, but if you for some reason do, that's the place to do it.
It'll keep coming. You'll get it soonest. That's the whole point.
The whole point of our Patreon. And if you don't want to join now, join for the live seasons, which will literally be for about, 9 months straight in the future. So
biggest bang for your buck is the live seasons.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.